Rolihlahla Mandela was born into the Madiba clan in the village of Mavizo in the Eastern Cape on July 18th, 1918. Ankafi Nozakeni was his mother. His father was Nokasi. His father was Nokasi Gadla Mandela. He was also principal counselor to the acting king of the Diembu people. When he was 12 years old, his father died, and young Rolihlahla became the ward of John Kamtaba. He attended primary school in Kanu, where his teacher, Miss Indigani, gave him the name Nelson. It was custom of giving all school children Christian names. He got his junior certificate at Clarkbury Boarding Institute and went on to Held a Wesleyan secondary school for some repute. Mandela began his studies for a Bachelor's Art of degree at the University College of Fort Hare, but he did not complete the degree. He was expelled for joining a student protest. He completed his BA through the University of South Africa, then went back to Fort Hare for his graduation in 1943. He began studying for an LLB at the University of Witwatersrand. He was a poor student and left the university in 1952 without graduating. He only started studying again through the University of London after his imprisonment in 1962, but did not complete that degree. In 1944, Nelson joined the African National Congress, but also in 1944, Nelson helped to fund the ANC Youth League, ANCYL. In 1944, he married Water Sisterloo's cousin, Evelyn Mace, a nurse. They had two sons, Madiba and Makgatho. Also had two daughters, but the first passed in infancy. Mandela rose through the ranks of the ANCL. Through the efforts, the ANC adopted a more racial-based policy. This was called the Programme of Action in 1949. In 1952, he was chosen as the National Volunteer-in-Chief of the Defiance Campaign with Malvi Chachila as his deputy. This campaign of civil disobedience against 6 unjust laws was a joint programme between the ANC and the South African Indian Congress. He and 19 others were charged under Suppression of Communism Act for their part in the campaign and sentenced to 9 months of hard labor. They were suspended for 2 years. Mandela was arrested in a countrywide police swoop on December 5, 1956, which led to the 1956 treason trial. Men and women of all races found themselves in the dock of the Marathon trial that ended with the last 28 accused, including Mandela. They were acquitted on March 29th, 1961. During the trial, Mandela married a social worker, Winnie Madikizela, on June 14th, 1958. Mandela fought against apartheid, a system of white supremacy in South Africa. Under apartheid, everyone was put into 4 racial categories: white/European, black, colored, Indian/Asian. Non-white South Africans were second-class citizens with little or no political power. Restrictive laws governed every aspect of people's lives, dictating where they could live, work, and travel, and restricting their access to education, health care, or other social services. On August 12th, 1988, he was taken to the hospital where he was diagnosed with tuberculosis. After more than 3 months in 2 hospitals, he was transferred on December 7th, 1988, to a house at Victor Verster Prison near Paarl. He spent his last 14 months of imprisonment. He was released from its gates on Sunday, February 11th, 1990, 90 days after the unbanning of the ANC and the PAC, and nearly 4 months after the release of the remaining Rivonian comrades. Throughout his imprisonment, he had rejected at least 3 conditional offers of release. But also, throughout his life, he released books such as I Am Prepared to Die in 1965, Mandela in 1996, No Easy Walk to Freedom in 1965, Long Walk to Freedom in 1994, and The Struggle is My Life in 1978. On May 10th, 1994, he was inaugurated as South Africa's first democratically elected president on his 80th birthday. Also, by this time, he was married to his third wife, Gracia Michael. Mandela stepped down in 1999 after one term as president. He continued to work with the Nelson Mandela's Children Fund he set up in 1995 and established the Nelson Mandela Foundation. He died in his home in Johannesburg on December 5th, 2013.